In this video, I'll explain a couple of troubleshootings that you may face or common mistakes you may make. And this could be part one video of this, and in the future, if we gather more similar mistakes or troubleshooting things, so we might actually release another video. I'll start with, first of all in the configuration settings, all the button, let's say button 1 has to have this exact text, btn number 1 and the 2, btn number 2 and btn number 3, and they actually have to be in there. Even if one of them missing in there, then none of them will work. The other common mistake is the put in comma for dot and dot for comma. So basically x, y, z values should be separated by a comma, and then decimals should be used if you want a really fine tuning, like for the location, like if you want x value 137.5, 0.3, etc., and then comma for y value, and then comma z value. And there has to be, and that's another common mistake, a comma between the brackets, and the last bracket has no comma and at the end. And the next one, this is very, very important. Your ground has to be walkable for pet finding. If you want your horse to walk around, basically you can see whether your ground is walkable from here. Pet finding attributes. You have to see that effect nav mesh. How you do that? Basically, and that's a common mistake. If you have a skybox you purchase from somebody, if this particular prim has to be nav mesh. If you set all of your skybox to nav mesh, that doesn't necessarily means your ground is nav mesh, but your root object is walkable surface. So basically your root object, or your actual prim, if this horse is going to walk on this surface, then these two prims particularly have to be walkable. So how you set this, I'll just show this on a simple, let's say make a surface in here, okay? And if your horse is walking on a second life surface, second life default terrain, then you don't need to do that, and it is automatically walkable. But if your horse is going to walk on a skybox or on a platform, then set the platform. Just let's set this walkable test platform. That name is important to remember. Later I'll just copy this, okay? So basically we go to build, pet finding, and region objects. And in here we enter this one and apply, and then we see that here. So we go to here, and then from movable obstacles we change this to walkable. Once we do that, just apply the changes. Now if you go to here, you can see now it has this attribute in here. And finally, this is also important not to forget, we go to here and then we say rebake the region. Then your horse can walk on this object. If you didn't do that, your horse will stay above the ground without moving at all. The next common mistake is, I just open the configuration note card again. In here you see pet finding on, off. Sometimes it's a typo mistake. You make FP. So if your horse is not working, then this could be one of the mistakes. PF, pet finding. The other thing, you can change your horse textures. I didn't show this in other videos, but you can go to here and you can just select, just edit link, this one, and you just drop your texture in here. And then if you create the texture yourself, a different color or different design, and then if you put that texture inside the particular button, and then this is how you will change the texture to your texture. The other common mistake is that if your prop is not resin, or if it's resin but it doesn't disappear, your prop has to have the script, prop script inside it. Let me just read that jumping board, let's see in here. Okay, this script has to be inside this so that when you press another button in here, so it would disappear. So pretty much these are the common mistakes are being made or troubleshooting. The final one is, if your horse goes wonky, I just delete those things. For example, if you come to here, some animations puts your horse in a deformed position depending on which animation you're clicking next. For example, if you say run and jump, and after right and run and jump, if you press idle 1, it'll stay like that. If you press run and jump or idle 2, and it'll actually be normal. That's something to do about the bone positions. Doesn't change much between first one and the second one. If that happens, let's say just the run and jump and idle 2, and in that case you just right click and reset skeleton. And if you idle 2 and then idle 1, it's all fixed again.